All right, here it is. I have to be careful which clock I look at, AJ. I'm on a different time zone. So one of my computers right in front of me says 6:04. One says 5:04. This is the right one. This is our time in Alabama, 5:04. Y'all, welcome back into the show, Leland Live, Talk 99.5. A little bit of a road show this week. Some of next week, too. Well, most of next week. Some fun places, as I'm just trying to get out of the cold weather, and we're just kind of road tripping a little bit. We'll see what happens out here. Today, just kind of a standard shot from my kitchen, just hanging out in my kitchen. It's dangerous to hang out in your kitchen during the show, AJ, because I constantly want to snack. There's like a whole snack thing right over here, but I've stayed out of it. I've just been nursing this Waffle House coffee that's gotten me through being a little bit road weary. How are things back there at home? What's going on back at the station?
Everything's good. It's just it's not 70 degrees. I'm kind of looking outside a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just gray skies. That's all it's been today.
Cold front kind of chased us all the way down here. It'll be here tomorrow. It'll be in the mid-50s tomorrow. So I didn't get much of it, but I did work outside a little bit when we got here. I just looked out the window, dude, and I saw a guy. Some of the RV parks, if y'all are camper or RV people, you know what I mean. They have rules where you can't sort of wash your RV on your site. Some of them just don't like you doing that. Some don't care, and I suppose they don't care here because this dude was up on top of his motorhome with a hose washing his roof. I'm like, and that's how warm it is for one, but I mean, it's just slippery up there. My dad fell off a bus doing that when I was a kid, a church bus. He was washing a church bus, and I never forgot that. I saw that dude. It made me nervous. I was like, dude, you need to get down. But if I had a camera, I would have shown y'all. I'd have split it over there and said, look at this fool. Some people just got to be clean, man. I get it. Too much work for me right now. I'm not doing it. All right, y'all. Again, 545-9950. Let's do some headlines. By the way, Birmingham Broker bringing you the show tonight, BHAMBroker.com. BHAMBroker.com. If you've got a car, truck, or SUV for sale this year, well, do you know any kind of personal vehicle, they'll sell it for you. They'll unload it and represent you in the deal. And that's my favorite part, is that they just handle the stuff that we don't want to do. And because we don't want to do it, market it, haggle, meet somebody in the parking lot, find a buyer, do all the paperwork. Because we don't like doing that, sometimes we succumb to just trading it in at a dealership where we found another one. And they're only going to give you wholesale. And I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. That's their business. But they can't buy yours for what it's worth and then turn around and sell it for what it's worth and make any money. So they've got to give you a wholesale price. Well, that can be thousands nowadays, and the difference between what your car is really worth and what they're willing to give you for it. So don't fall into that trap. Birmingham Broker, they're not going to buy it from you. They're going to sell it for you out into the world. They're pros at knowing what it's worth, getting it marketed, getting it out there, and getting it sold. And once you have this experience, I'm telling you, this is the only way you'll ever want to trade. I've done, me and my family, probably 5, 6, 7 deals over the years with Craig and Keith, and he needs cars. He reached out to us last week. They have sold everything. I mean, they're just selling stuff as soon as it hits the lot. It really is a seller's market right now. So if you've got one for sale, let them get on it. Let them tell you what it's really worth and get it out there and transact the deal. You get a check. Everybody wins. It's Birmingham Broker, downtown Birmingham, just about a block or so over from our buddies at Iron City, about 2 blocks from Iron City, if you know where that is. It's BirminghamBroker.com, BHAMBroker.com. All right, let's hit the phones. Y'all have heard the headlines. If anything new happens, we'll take care of it here in the last hour. Again, 545-9950. Our buddy Tom in Madison. What's up, Tom? How you doing tonight?
Well, while you were on break and taking your animals out to do their business, you may not have heard this, but there was a news article on 1819 News that was announced, and Jared Hudson with Covenant Rescue did a bust in Irondale and said that ICE is not mistreating people. So just be aware that guy's doing God's work. And, I mean, I don't know how many people they got or any. I haven't checked that out. But they helped with a bus just this week while that guy was at Irondale Mayor was talking about that. And I donate to him, and it's tax deductible.
Sure is.
and he sent me a receipt, and I always try to itemize, and TurboTax will tell me which one's the best, but
Yep.
all my itemizations, and I bought me a nice cap from him too. It's a nice black.
The one that says "Crush Evil." They sell these hats that say "Crush Evil."
I didn't want to. I wanted to be mysterious. It's the black one that has just the trident on
Yeah.
it, like it's Navy trident. And I work at the Corps of Engineers in Huntsville and out on the Arsenal, and nobody's asked me about it, but I always tell them, "What do you think about this hat?" And so, no, I tell them. I try to spread the word because that man does good work.
They really do.
You know, I'm going to have a hard time voting for him because I'd rather him focus on what he's doing, but it'll be taken care of, and God bless. That's all I wanted to say.
Tom, that's a good call. You bring up two things. One, I didn't know about Jared's comments. Thank you, Tom. I didn't know about Jared's comments. About that situation in Irondale. Let's review that for a second. I haven't not had too much to say about it because it's just ignorant. I don't know the mayor of Irondale, and I don't want to personally trash him, but he's just foolish by saying that the Irondale police were not going to cooperate with the feds. Here's a small-time mayor. Irondale's a nice town. I love Irondale. I go over there all the time for various things. Wanting to get in on this party of trying to look like a tough guy over this situation of our times. And just like these idiots out in Minnesota, he is flying in the face of public opinion, especially here in Alabama. And he probably doesn't care because he's a Democrat trying to impress Democrats. And they can all go meet at a Waffle House somewhere in Birmingham and decide he can go out there on the side of the road and protest at the Church of the Highlands like all 12 of them have done recently. But I'm telling you that it's just, I think it was irresponsible. It's like these, by the way, these situations in Minneapolis where these anti-ICE people were setting up their own border checkpoints. Are you serious? Do they not see the irony of that? They're opposed to this country defending its borders and removing people that don't belong, and they're setting up their own borders and checking people's identities as they go in and out of certain neighborhoods trying to vet out who's ICE and who's not. And they have no authority to do that. And if they tried that stuff here in Alabama, they might get a pistol put in their face. Because people want to go home. They want to go get groceries. They want to carry their kids back and forth. And some wild-haired yahoo is not going to stop a car and start demanding identification with no authority. It's illegal. And Homan, for his part, went into Minneapolis and told the chief, this is going on. We want it stopped. And now the Minneapolis police, apparently, after there was video yesterday of them just ignoring these citizen checkpoints, they started busting them up. And just like Homan said, do they really think they're going to stop an actual ICE operation by putting up some barricades and doing a checkpoint? ICE would roll through there like a knife through hot butter. So anyway, that's an outrage issue. And as far as this mayor, again, I don't personally know him. Y'all may love him if you're in Iredell. He may be a good guy. But the comments and that position is rooted in absolute ignorance. It's ignorant and it's idiotic, and the people of Irondale ought to speak out against their mayor and let him know. Line 4 is Eddie in Wilsonville. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, Lee.
Hey, man.
I mean, I darn. The poor people are tired of this.
What do you mean?
You know, we're trying to get a glimpse at the middle, you know, but Trump even floats the idea of tariffs could take away income tax, shut that down. Every time you turn around, anything he can do to put money in the taxpayer pockets, the left does it. That's why his poll numbers are up so high.
Well, it's one of the reasons. I mean, he's delivering on what he said he was going to do. And look, here's the thing, maybe someone on the left don't understand, but people like to keep their own money. It's their money. They earned it. But if you're a socialist, if you're a Democrat that believes in that kind of stuff, you're a thief. Which is more immoral, people that want to take something they didn't earn or people that want to keep something they did earn? I'm going with the people that want to keep what they earned.
Yeah, the poor's just tired of being poor. I'm used to poor. When I grew up, my mom used to read the recipes for supper. My brother's hard of hearing. He damn near starved to death. I just want to see what the middle looks like for a minute. Love the show, brother.
Owning me tonight, Eddie. That was good stuff. That was almost like a Rodney Dangerfield comedy routine. Yeah, people get it. I mean, especially folks that have meager circumstances. You work your ass off, and the government still comes and takes from you and hands it to somebody that just got here from Mogadishu. Really? Oh man, there are more and more of those stories about it's like a dam burst on people in Congress enriching themselves through their spouses and some of their side hustles. And right now, I'm telling y'all, I'm warning y'all, this is on the Democrats because they got some very obnoxious vocal members who are just skirting the system and getting caught. But there's some Republicans that have the same business model. They may be a little more sophisticated behind it, but it's not all Nancy Pelosi trading on her info to have the best portfolio in the world, or some of these others that are just hooking their sweet boo thing up with some side money and they don't actually do anything for the money. But it is a problem of that whole town. And to be honest with you, some of Montgomery too. Not all of them, but there's some people that absolutely trade on their status. And they always do it through these walk right up to the line of illegality, but don't cross the line of illegality. But it stinks to high heaven. It's completely unethical. And there's nothing like a little sunshine on that situation. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. And we need more of this reporting. I hope it's all of them. I don't care that it's partisan. Let the Republicans' heads fly too. We need to know every one of them and what they're into and what they're doing and their little fake book deals and fake lobby contracts and getting their spouses appointed to this or that. It's disgusting, and it's why we've lost control and influence of our own government. All right, Joey is on a cell phone. Let's hit some more of these calls. I'm digging the calls tonight. Joey, what's on your mind?
Hey, the previous caller mentioned that they're setting up borders to check people coming into these areas.
Yeah.
I was watching a legal video recently that brought up the legality of stopping in front of someone. It was a road rage video, and the guy had stopped in front of another driver and got out and approached him, and they were discussing whether or not it was legal as a castle doctrine, whether he could shoot the guy. And the guy had legal background, and he said that, excuse me, he said that when he stopped his car and blocked the previous driver, that could be construed as kidnapping because it was illegal detainment. Have you ever heard that before?
Well, not specifically, but I do know in the older days of training on these issues, it was in the old, before the Castle Doctrine, if you had an avenue of flight and you had a way out, you couldn't necessarily use lethal force. In other words, if you did pull your gun on somebody, but you heard them coming in the front door and you could have run out the back door, the law would not give you much latitude, or that could be used against you in court. Castle Doctrine changed that. Some people call it stand your ground, where you don't have to run. You can be in your position and defend your position. That's the philosophy behind it. So it seems as if that would be in keeping with that concept that if somebody confronts you and you're boxed in and you have no avenue of flight, then your life is threatened. You could perceive that it's threatened, and that's enough of a standard. Now, I'm not giving legal advice, but that's the philosophy behind some of those ideas.
Right. Another question. I'm a little late to the show. I'm on my way home. Where are you traveling? I assume you're traveling east. You said it was 6 o'clock.
Well, I'm in Orlando, Florida today. I headed down here last night, and my wife's daughter is in a national cheerleading competition. So somebody go ahead and shoot me. I'm just kidding. I don't like the Disney parks, and I don't know much about cheerleading, but come Saturday, I'll probably be all into it. I may have a special. She told me she's going to get me a matching T-shirt, and I was like, don't do that. But I'll probably wear it if she does. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You got to know how to submit.
Went out west, like, was it last year? Had a long trip out west.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. And what I'm doing here this week really is beta testing this new video setup. It's much more complex than the old way we used to take our shows on the road, and but with the ability to add extra cameras and to show y'all where we are and do these interviews and things, it's really going to add a lot to this year. And we plan on, based on that, Joey, making a trip like that again this summer. We're putting all the details together now. We'll announce it probably in June, but we'll let y'all know about it in the coming weeks.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was texting back and forth with an old friend, and he moved out to Idaho a few years ago. He was talking about the extreme fire threat. They're already talking a lot of drought out there, and he texted me a map of the drought of how short they are on snowfall this year, and he said could be a record fire season. So just keep
Oh my
keep
goodness,
that in mind.
that's something to think about. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that. I know when you're riding around out there, they'll have these sort of billboards with a little meter on it that I guess they manually adjust, but it lets you know the fire danger as you're riding around. I mean, it just
Yeah.
everybody's they're all always ever present in their mind about bears and fires. That's for sure.
Yeah, I saw some places, there were huge parts of, I think it was southern Idaho, northern Utah, that were only like 15% of their yearly allotment.
Oh,
So
wow.
it could be pretty
Yep.
bad. So keep an
Well,
eye on that. Y'all be,
I sure
y'all be
will.
safe.
Yeah, and we're heading toward those very areas. Hopefully this summer we got a general route picked out and some fun stuff too. We're going to revisit some things we've done before that people loved because it's been 3 years now. Now again, we got the cameras and we can let y'all really get to meet some of those folks out there. I love it. I love everything about it. It's a lot. It really is a lot more work than just sitting in the studio. But hey, we've got to do it while you can, right? YOLO. Here we go. Let's go to Linda. We'll get a couple more calls in, then I got to get this break. Linda, what you got?
Hey, Leland, how are you?
I'm well.
Well, good. I just want you to know I'm a 77-year-old woman. I still work. I still pay taxes, and I support President Trump and ICE 150% because I'm tired of my tax dollars going to illegals and people that are too lazy to work.
Well, hallelujah. I think a lot of folks feel like you do. We got to get back to a merit-based, work-oriented society, and when we do, we'll be as free and productive as we've always been.
Absolutely. I agree. Have a nice trip, and thank you for talking
Linda.
to me.
Well, I appreciate
Okay.
you calling. Let's get Keith in here. I think we got time. Yeah, we can do it. We can push it. Keith, go, man. Your turn. What's up?
Leland, you doing all right?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, man. This guy in Irondale, man, he's claiming that Irondale, which I did some business over years ago, excellent police force. He's claiming that is now a sanctuary city, that he's going to divert money, that he's going to take money that would normally go to the federal government. Well, this is impossible anyway to do, and fund this is on 1819, by the way. He's going to fund a group that goes out and chases ICE with that money. So he's going.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, this guy's off his rocker. And what I want to know, do you think it was COVID that brought these mayors that's supposed to be like over the Christmas decoration, potholes, zoning, water board, the cats up the tree? They are now. I mean, I guess COVID gave them this. Woodfin was one of the first ones locally that's got this. This vision of themselves that they're on the level of the president of the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know what gave them this thought process. It's unbelievable. You're supposed to check and make sure the mail's delivered, the Christmas lights are put up, but they think that they're going to go head up with the federal government, and I think that this guy's going all in on that, and it's more than us, but I mean I don't see any way that he could divert any kind of money that would be coming from the tax base there anywhere. I mean, you know what I mean? He's a mayor. So,
Yeah,
one more thing I got to say, and I'll let you, I know you're in a hurry, but
okay.
I love it, Leland. I've been listening to you from day one, and you went from, I'm Leland, I'm single, I do what I want to, and now, Miss Jessica, you want me to go pick up that dog poop? Okay, yes, ma'am, I'll do that. Oh, you'll be wearing
Dude.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make fun of me. I don't care.
I know AJ's laughing because you got cat, and whenever people ask him, why are you bringing cats and dogs? Oh, well, I mean, they're just part of, back in the day, cat. I ain't going to have no cat ride with me nowhere. It is hilarious, man, but that's what women do to you, man. I've been with one for 27
You ain't lying.
years. When they
There's
say
a word.
jump, you got to say ha ha.
Thanks, Keith. Keith called me out, AJ, and he's
brother.
spot on. He is dead on about all that. There's a phrase for it that ends with the word whipped, but here
Yes,
I am.
sir.
Here I am. All right, we'll talk about that, and we'll talk more about this Irondale. I got to brush up on Irondale. That's an outrage. I'll talk about it on the other side. Leland Live, Talk 99.5. Y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all. My man Danny Knowles with the Knowles Group ready to come help you, or you come meet them, or whatever. Let those guys work with you on getting a plan. You need a plan. We need a plan. What's that old sort of trite adage? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, or whatever it is. That's so true with your money, with your long-term money. Do what you want with your short-term money, but when it comes to your retirement and when that should be and how much you're going to need and what kind of comfort level and security level do you need, it takes a real expert to not only figure that out, but to guide you to get there. And that's what Danny and his team do every single day. His team are his sons who've grown up alongside their father and learned from the best, and they're just fine gentlemen. And that is a wonderful family. I've known Danny since I was 10 years old and known his wife my whole life too. They're just great with their sons in the business. Sit down and see if they're a fit. It's got to be a comfort level you have with them and see if it makes sense to you. And if so, get on track with the Knowles Group, N-O-L-E-S, the KnowlesGroup.com. Well, I'll let that last segment go so long. We got to bump on down and get the bottom of the hour. I see you over there, Clarissa. Yeah, I'm a little fired up about this Irondale thing. I'm going to have more to say about that here in just a minute as well. 545-9950 if you want to get on it tonight. 30 more minutes to go. Lead on live, talking to M5 in the Catmobile. Back in a minute. It's 6:35, Leland Live. Here we go. Y'all, let's do this thing. My man Thomas over at Stockton Mortgage is joining us tonight. Thomas, what's going on with y'all tonight?
Hey, man, how are you doing this evening?
Quite well.
Hey, sorry I missed you last night. Was help on a call with a client and could not get off the phone and didn't want to get off the phone, man. Our
do
clients
that.
are so important. Our clients are our top priority, but I do apologize for missing our phone call. Hopefully, you said some great things about us, which I'm sure you did. But
Yeah.
man, I wanted to tell you about a local client that we helped last month. We just got them closed up. We've been talking about our Homes for Heroes and purchase transaction, but this one was actually a refinance. We're still doing refinances. We've been doing quite a bit of them here recently with the rates dropping. More and more people are calling in, and high interest rate credit cards, which you and I have talked about that quite a bit. And these people had lots of equity, but they had lots of credit card debt. And man, those two things can work together to save people lots of money. That equity, they allowed us to put that equity to work for them and pay off all of that credit card debt. And it saved them over $1,400 per month and paid off all of their credit card debt. And it saved them so much money and so much worry. I mean, they were so worried. They were, almost being paycheck to paycheck. And now they have some breathing room in their monthly budget. Plus, all those credit cards. Another benefit of paying those credit cards off, which a lot of people don't think of, when you have maxed out credit cards, that balance to limit ratio is what the majority, that's one of the main factors of your credit score, okay? So your payment history and then your limit to your balance ratio is what affects your credit score. So when you pay those credit cards off instantly, almost instantly, your credit score is going to go up by paying off credit cards. So
it works all the way around.
Exactly. So not only are they going to get monthly savings, but also their credit score is going to go up 50, 60, 100 points up immediately because of all those bills being paid off. So, man, they could not be happier, and we love helping people like that where they can get some breathing room in their monthly budget. So love giving those kind of stories where it's just such a success. So give us a call. Let us sit down and see what we can do for you. 205-859-8859 or savewithstockton.com.
Savewithstockton.com. Man, we appreciate you, Thomas. Thank you tonight for that good word.
All right, man.
All right, I'm gonna get Clarissa's call in here very quickly because she's also calling about this Irondale thing, and I went back and found the 1819 article. What an idiot! I mean, I was trying to be nice and diplomatic toward this mayor, but who in the hell does he think he is? And I'm serious. It's like our previous caller said. You're just a mayor. You're not some social justice Batman. I mean, is he the Batman of Irondale? Pick the damn trash up. Take care of your police and firefighter situations. Work on your retail situation over there in Irondale and leave everybody else the hell alone. You don't have a right to go do battle with the federal government with tax money. This is going to get shut down hard. I can imagine by the time the Aaliyah and the governor's office and everybody else figures out this. By the way, the legislature's in session. It's really stupid that we're in an age where you might have to pass laws to force elected officials in our own state to comply with the laws and the balanced power in this country between the feds and the states. But if we have to do it, we have to do it. There may be something on the books that forces this mayor to not engage in activism like this, saying that they want to that he's been helping fund a group that runs around stalking and tracking ICE agents. Well, he's got these pedophiles and people running loose on his street. There was some quote that that people that built this city are being attacked or something like. No, they're not. The people that built Irondale are dead. Y'all are just coasting on what's left of it over there, Mayor. And it's a wonderful place. I love going over there. I do a lot of business over in Irondale, but that's just the most foolish thing. Anyway, I'm going to let Clarissa talk, and I'll keep looking into this stuff. and we'll see if there's any kind of reaction. What an irresponsible tool. If you live in Irondale, you need to let this guy know what time it is. Clarissa, what's up?
Hey, Leland, I'm glad I was on hold for a minute because I needed to calm down. See if you can follow me on the story. On Tuesday, July 12th, 1983, Sergeant Rex Winchester of Irondale was killed serving a domestic warrant in the line of duty. And his niece, Rachel Winchester Click, was my sister-in-law that was killed by a repeat offender, illegal alien, fast forward to 2005 in Birmingham. So here you have a family that literally gave their lives serving the police force in the community of Irondale. And this is the thanks that this mayor gives this family. And that monument is sitting there at the police station in Irondale with his name, Rex Winchester, and that this Irondale mayor can't even do his homework before he opens his mouth to get some, he thinks, pats on the back and attention. And I, for one, am boycotting Irondale, and I also do a lot of business in Irondale. I will not stand for this, and I will call every single day that you talk about immigration on this radio show so that her name and her life is not forgotten. Rachel Winchester Click. Thank you for
thank you for all that, Clarissa. Look, I don't want to get behind. Thank you, Clarissa. She always brings the heat. She's always well thought out with what she has to say. I don't want to get behind a boycott of Irondale because I got too many friends that run and own businesses there. I got cop buddies over there. They're some of the finest cops in town. They work so hard, and they've got to be embarrassed. Mainstream people over in Irondale have to be embarrassed about this mayor pretending. I mean, he's quoting Dr. King. How trite and ridiculous could that be? Quoting Dr. King as if this is a civil rights issue. We have laws, and the federal government has to enforce the laws that are on the book that the federal government has to enforce, and the state governments can enforce their laws. This mayor ain't got nothing to do with it. And you know, we've had tough situations over there in Irondale in the past, but every city in this country is affected by this, and you just don't. He's not above the supremacy clause or any of that stuff. This is if this guy's really, it's one thing. You know, my initial impression was he just made some statements. You know, he's sitting there with his bow tie on, trying to pretend like he's in the 1960s or something. Oh, shut up. That is so dead and tired. Just run your damn city. And you know, I was willing to give him a little slack. So, well, maybe he just said something off cuff, or that's his personal beliefs or anything. No, this dude's got, according to 1819, he's wanting to divert funding and fund these groups that are harassing our agents that are running around keeping us safe. These people keep us safe. So do the Irondale Police Department. So, again, as far as this radio show goes, I'm not going to support people not doing it. Don't hurt the merchants over there because this ignorant guy happens to be mayor. I don't know what he's got left in his term, but there are other repercussions for what he did, and they should be more personal toward him and not toward the people of Irondale. That's just all I got to say. It's just too fine a community. And I don't know, we elect idiots. We all elect idiots. Republicans do it too. And I don't know what this guy's partisanship is, but how out of step does he have to be? This guy thinks he's the mayor of Minneapolis or something. He's the mayor of some major city that's having a showdown. He's that idiot in Chicago or something like that. What is it? What is it with these mayors, man? This is like our caller said. They don't have any extraordinary power. One thing I know about politicians, having worked with quite a few of them very closely over the years, is God does not pour out any omnipotence on them whatsoever when they get sworn in. They just don't. Doesn't mean they're bad people, but they're not any more knowledgeable or righteous than the rest of us. They've got a tough job, some of them, especially a mayor. By the way, my dad was a mayor. He was a mayor of a small town when he died. He was halfway through his term and he died of a heart attack. He was in bad health, died very young, and I got to see firsthand all the tedious stuff mayors have to do. You are the complaint department for everything that happens in your city. So, you know, there's respect for mayors that do that job all over town. But, you know, I think other mayors, on behalf of their police departments and civility and law enforcement and a safe society, need to speak against this. And so I need to hear something from Kay Ivey. Can they wake her up and get a statement out of them? I'd like to see how other state law enforcement is going to cooperate in this vacancy. This guy's, again, he's not just, according to 1819, it's not just a proposal to not support ICE, because there's no requirement that local governments go out and do immigration enforcement. It's not their job. The Supreme Court decided that back in 2010 definitively on a case based out of Alabama and Arizona, by the way. But that he's going to use resources to fund activist groups to go interdict and interfere with the federal government. He's asking for trouble, and he's going to get run over by a steam train because he's just some two-bit mayor in a small town that's running his mouth and trying to look tough. I can't wait to watch this one. I'm going to go run down the street to the store. I didn't bring any Orville Redenbacher popcorn on this road trip. I need some tonight. Let's watch all this go down over the next few days. What a fool. All right, Alabama bass. Let me chill out. I'm done with this. I'm done with this stuff. Alabama bass, man. What a nice group of people. I got to know Mike when they first came on, and just the minute I met him, he's so understated and humble. I did a little TV spot with him years ago, and boy, he wasn't comfortable in that world. That's not his thing. He wants to give people good service and take care of their bath and kitchen projects. And they do the big blowouts, then come tear your whole bathroom out and redo it, and it'll be beautiful. They've got a huge, beautiful showroom over in Pelham that they can show you. But outside of that, one of the more simple projects, very honest project you could get done that could change your life is getting that tub shower thing replaced or changed out. Just get rid of that old tub. If you can't get in there and it's making you nervous, get that floor to ceiling, beautiful glass, nice safety, slip-proof surface stuff they put in, and get them to do it in 2 days and give you the best price in the industry and stand behind what they do because they're good local folks. They can swap tubs for tubs too. If you just want to keep a tub, you like a good soak every now and then, but your tub's getting all, the word I use a lot is janky. Nobody wants a janky tub. Get Alabama Bass over there and let them take care of it for you. It's alabamabass.com, alabamabass.com. All right, here we go. I can't go home tonight. I'm not home. I'm on the road. I'm going to be on the road for a few days. Y'all join me and hang out. Y'all, Allen and Company, here comes Valentine's Day. We're 10 days out, which means you got less than 10 days, fellas. Go swing by Allen and Company. Get to know the Thompsons. You'll have some wonderful people to do business with. Allen is an expert jeweler. He can design and do anything. Their diamonds are the same diamonds the whole world has. They're all the same. The prices are even the same. It's a consignment-based industry. I'll get into that some other time. What you get with Allen, though, is the Thompson family and that personal touch and custom service for anything you can dream up or create for any occasion or anybody you love. Y'all love on your booth thing this year with something beautiful and sweet. They've got gift-giving ideas of all price ranges and types all over the store ready to be gift wrapped. They'll put them in that little silver box, and you'll win the big day coming up. What is it, next week? Coming up 10 days, a week after? It's Allen and Company in Vestavia. Y'all go see them. And even for your routine maintenance, repairs, upgrades, all that stuff, nothing you bring in there has to leave that store. It stays in their vault. Allen does the work. You get it right back. He takes good care of your things. Allen and Company in Vestavia. Y'all go see them over on the car wash side on Highway 31. Let's grab another call or two as we get ready to wind things down. Carson is in Irondale. What's up, Carson?
Hey, Leland. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah,
I've been in Irondale for a couple of years now, and I'm not going to defend Mayor Stewart by any means, but I will say he has helped tremendously to move the town forward. We have really grown up significantly. We got a lot of new projects in here, but the problem is these projects, how are we going to pay for them, right? We're investing in the future. You know, how are we supposed to invest in the future when our mayor comes out and says things as audacious as this, you know? I'm frustrated. I've already reached out directly to Mayor Stewart, let him know I'm very dissatisfied with his decision. And this is going to have major fallout with our economy here in Irondale. We're already on a very tight budget if you look at the numbers. And if we have a boycott in our city, I don't know how we're going to afford all these major projects we're trying to develop. So I just want to let you know, we are very unhappy over here in Irondale, and we're letting people know that.
Well, look, your response, Carson, is very reasonable, and you sound just like somebody would be. Like I said, I've never heard anything bad about this mayor. Apparently if he's done a good job, he's done a good job. But why spoil that now by picking an unwinnable fight, giving your city a black eye, evoking some terrible images that the whole country's had to witness elsewhere, and then cause trouble for, again, your merchants and your police and public safety, but just by running your mouth and trying to be a big shot on your way out the door. It was unwarranted, and I just feel for you. On behalf of me, just personally, I hope there's not a boycott or any repercussions, because there's too many. Like you said, Irondale's really, it went through that slump when the mall closed and all the challenges that happened to all communities, but I'm watching it come back, and some of the more traditional institutions get things done, and I hate to see sheer politics intrude on that, even if the mayor's done some good work in the past, for sure.
Exactly. And I encourage everyone, especially if you're a resident of Irondale, reach out, make your opinion known.
Absolutely.
This is unacceptable. This is not what we voted for. It's not what I voted for.
Yep.
And I will express that at the polls next go around.
Thanks, Carson. I appreciate it, buddy. Well-reasoned phone call. You can tell, there's passion over this, but he didn't call for any attacks on the mayor. And we got to quit doing that anyway. If the other side's going to make that their business model, we have to be the ones with the better plan and to take the high road. So take the high road on this issue if you're upset with Irondale, or if you live there in Irondale, and just express that to the mayor's office or your council or your chamber or whoever you can talk to about it. That's where the real pressure on a mayor would come from. It's not some you don't need to go out and picket and protest. Our side doesn't do a whole lot of that anyway. I'll give you an example. Let's just go to Minneapolis. Let me just do some profundity here for just a minute, and then I'll take some more calls if y'all have them before the show's completely over. In the state, I opened the show talking a little bit about this because of Tom Homan's news conference today. In Minneapolis, the Trump administration was at a place where there had been so much of a real public rebellion and insurrection against the federal government, against our laws and our way of doing business in that city, with a lot of illegal activity and harassment, and it led to bloodshed. And by any measure, historically in this country, you could declare that a rebellion, declare the Insurrection Act, send in the military and put that down. Trump could have done that 2 weeks ago. They could have done that. But he didn't, much to the chagrin of some of his supporters that wanted to see some of these loudmouths get a comeuppance. He sent Tom Homan in, who was an adult in the room with more experience than those weenies in all of their government. And he talked to them, these childlike leaders, and reasoned with them. And today they've come to some compromise where they can draw down some of the presence, but then create a deal where the most vicious of the criminals running the streets of Minneapolis can just be turned over to ICE, which is all the rest of the country's doing. That was the position of Minneapolis before Trump became president. That's how they did it. They turned their criminals over to the feds if they had detainers and needed to be deported. That was our system. It's always been our system. Suddenly, because of Trump derangement syndrome, they decided to defy that. They encouraged these moonbats to get out in the street, start fighting with the police, and some of them got themselves killed because of their activism. It's just pure foolishness. The Trump administration took a higher road. They took a diplomatic, statesmanlike path, and it has paid off. The mission is still getting done. There'll be fewer agents walking around there, fewer targets of opportunity for these idiots. And largely, it's not completely done, but they de-escalated that situation by taking the higher path. They didn't have to declare an insurrection. They changed tactics. They got smarter policing, as Homan said today. That's how you win this always. And so in the case of this Irondale, right now you just got a mayor. Maybe he has diverted resources. If so, he needs to be investigated. But there's a better way to handle this than some kind of bombastic overreaction on the part of people who want law and order in this country and support what the federal government's doing and support our state and local police as well. Those entities have always been able to work together to get these things worked out for our safety. And somewhere along the way, somewhere around 2019 or 20, the American left decided if you don't like a law and if you don't like how things are, you can just not enforce the laws. Just be above it. And that has led to chaos, and it's leading to chaos in immigration. It led to chaos in our crime statistics. Now, luckily, all that's coming down because we returned order. Order means arresting criminals, keeping them in prisons as long as they need to be there until they're rehabilitated or until their punishment's complete. You've got to have a firm hand. It doesn't have to be a cruel hand or a heavy hand, but a firm hand when it comes to laws that separate good people from bad people. And there are people that are here that shouldn't be here that are probably really good people. It's true. We all know that. We all have hearts toward people that want a better life, but we have a way of doing that, and the way that it's been done the last few years is not that way, and it has to be fixed. The country has problems, and slowly, as every deportation flight gets to smoking and it's in the air leaving this country with more people that shouldn't be here, the numbers are getting better. Hospital loads are going down. The crisis in our public education with overcrowded classrooms is getting eased. The crime numbers are going down all over this country. The housing numbers are getting better because there's fewer demand on accommodations in this country in some of our major cities. I'm sure we'll have plenty to say about this as the week goes on. The music's playing, and I got to go walk some dogs. And what are you looking at? I got a cat over here staring at me. I think he's pissed off. Hold on, I'll move the camera over there. I think he's pissed off that he didn't get on camera. His brother did. Hold on, I'm going the wrong way.
Well, I mean, he should have
You
stayed
see him?
still. Yep.
There he is. That is Maximus Decimus Meridius Whaley. He's the king. He's up there on his perch. So now both the cats have made the show tonight. Boy, I was on a rant. Thank you, Cat. Axiom Tax Resolution Group, one more time. Just think of all this nonsense. You got to pay for it, and it's coming out of your check again this year, or it's been coming out. Time to do our tax. Time to do our taxes. See, AJ, I can hit a button and make this thing go right back.
There we go.
Axiom Tax Resolution Group. Y'all get Perry on the case. If you've got a bill this year that you're not going to be able to handle, let him help you. He's got laws that protect you. There are programs to help you settle. Don't be embarrassed about it. The tax code's a beast. It's unfair. The whole system's unfair. Work it out and get it off your back, get it off your mind with my man Perry Cronin. He's local. So local, his website's 205tax.com, 205tax.com, and his phone number is 872-1100. Live from Orlando. We'll see y'all again tomorrow. Stay tuned for Breaking Bread.
Goodbye, AJ.